racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best. Bet with WSB, a leader in the fixed odds betting market and number one in the anti-post betting market. This weekend, local racing, well, it's a doubleheader, Saturday and Sunday. We race at standalone at the Big T Turfentine on Saturday, and then we move over to Scottsville on Sunday. As always, I trust that you've all had a wonderful week, and hopefully you found yourself in the winner's queue as well. If not, well, maybe this weekend your luck could change. We've picked out 3 horses for this weekend, and 3 horses with 2 trebles that will be up on the World Sports Betting menu. So away we go with those 3 horses, and it'll all begin at Turfentine on Saturday, and it's a wait. We're going to wait till race number 7 where it'll all begin, and this is going to be the Igoli Mile for 3-year-olds over 1,600 meters, and it's attracted a fair field. And the horse that keeps me interested is a horse called Supreme Warrior. He's a son of Vercingetorix. He's trained by Mike and Adam Azzi, and he's had 3 runs to date. Of course, he was a winner on debut, a very fluent winner. And then he was super impressive when he followed up at his next start over 1,450 meters. That was at Turfentine. His first 2 runs were on the inside track, where he won really well. And after that, well, the stable wanted to try him against some of the best of his generation, which was the World Sports Betting Guineas. And that day, he did attract good betting support. And I don't know what went wrong in the race. He was partnered by Grant van Niekerk. He seemed to be traveling well and up to a point, and then he faded tamely in the running. He finished some way behind, was just eased out of the race by Grant van Niekerk, and of course the winner of the first leg of the Triple Crown ended up safe passage from the Mike de Kock yard. An impressive winner as well, but this horse ran no time per race. I'm just looking at the comments in the form guide that I'm using, which is the computer form, over race blowing. So, you know, nothing really substantial about what went wrong that day, but I'm almost certain that the stable would have, you know, gone back, taking him to the stables, had a good look at him, obviously brought the veterinarian in as well. And whatever issues that they may have found with him, hopefully it's all ironed out, because that run was just 10 days ago, so he must be fit, well, and ready to take his place in this Igoli Mile. So we're just going to ignore and draw a line to that last start. It was just an inexplicable run, and hopefully he can put that run behind him. Number 2, Supreme Warrior. He's very highly rated by the stable. I can recall the interview when he won his second start in that fine style that you know, both Samanga Kumalo and the connections were very complimentary of that victory. So we'll see how he goes here. Yes, there is lots of form to work around, but I think the key to this race, the key to the outcome of the race, is his run, which you look at over 1,450 meters when he won. That day, he beat a horse called Wafif by 5.5 lengths. And then if you look at what Wafif came and beat in the Secretariat States when he was second behind Bon Vivant, he beat the likes of Litigation, Eagle Strike, and Fisher King. So on a line to Wafif, you know, all this horse needs to do is just reproduce his best form, and I think he'll have this field stone cold. Number 2, Supreme Warrior. So in summarizing, what we're going to say is, we're not going to read anything into that last start. Hopefully, all things are well with regards to his well-being. And if he brings his A game to the course, he'll be a hard nut to crack. Number 2, Supreme Warrior in race number 7, the Igoli Mile. Then we go on to race number 9, and we're staying at Turfentine, and this is over 1,200 meters. It's a classified stakes, and this filly I really like. She does take a place against the boys here, but on what she's shown to date, lightly raced 4-year-old, only having a 3rd start, I think that this race suits her perfectly. She was a debut winner back in September 2021, And that day she just jumped out, showed natural pace and speed, and was never headed. It was a start to finish victory. Won a really good race over 14.50. And I don't know the reason for the layoff, but she was given a 4.5-month break after that debut win. And her first run back, well, she was a filly that I penciled in after she won first time out, and I kept a really close eye on her. And again, she didn't lose any of that pace and speed that she showed when winning that debut. She jumped out, she got into the race early, and I think it was just a case of maybe, just maybe needing the run when she was caught late by Valencia. Now, the stable have opted to drop her in distance, and I think this could be the smart move. Just the way she races and how she enjoys racing. She's out the gates in a flash. As I mentioned, the pace and speed that she's shown. And over this 1,200 meter trip, if she, this skips at the 600 meter mark, gets a few lengths on the opposition, she's not going to be stopping over this 1,200 meter trip. She's going to be running all the way to the line. And I have no doubt she will be the filly to catch at the business end of the race. Horse number 2, Zanetto. She's an exciting prospect now that they're putting her over 1,200 meters. And I mentioned she's lightly raced. She may have issues. Some may say that is a concern because of that 4.5-month layoff. And I see it was reported that she was making some type of respiratory noise at her last start. But the fact is, with the pace and speed that she's shown over further, this 1,200 meter trip I think is going to suit her perfectly. So we're going to go confidently here with number 2, Zanetto, in race number 9. And then just the one runner that I picked out at Scottsville on Sunday. Now, I may have found one that will be priced up at decent odds. I don't have the betting, but I suspect when looking at this field, it looks like a wide open race. But I expect this filly to be way above 5-1 in the betting. And it'll come up in race number 8 on Sunday. The filly's name is Kavian's Cara, and she's trained by Nathan Cotson and will be partnered by apprentice Gabriel Peterson, who's back from a layoff. He's had an injury, and hopefully, he'll be hoping for a good day. Maybe he can ride this filly to victory for trackside followers. This filly, she is low on confidence because she hasn't won for some time. In fact, you have to go as far back as July 2020 for her maiden victory, and since then her form has been in and out. She's had 10 starts for 3 places since winning that maiden, which has seen her merit rating drop from a high of 88, which is the highest merit rating achieved by any horse in this field, to a low MR 65. So she's come tumbling down in the ratings. And what you can add to that is, with Gabriel Peterson claiming the 2.5 kgs, she is actually racing off a net 60. So she's right down in the ratings, this filly. The average ratings that she's been racing against of late, 74, 69, 70, 74, 81, 81. Those have been competitive races that she's been campaigning in. And the average rating of this field has got an average rating of 64. So now that she's off this low mark, the signs were there at a last start of her maybe bouncing back to some type of form of this low mark of 65, because a comeback run at a last start, she was drawn 10 out of 10. She was just dropped out to the back of the field, and then she started to catch the eye. She really started to catch the eye over the final 200 meters, making good progress through the field. To the max has come through to enhance that form line as well. And I think horse number 11, Kavian's Cara, will just be hoping to catch the right wave at the right time. Sometimes it turns out to be a run, one run too soon, maybe sometimes 2 runs too soon that you get on. But when these horses come tumbling down in the ratings, have been racing against slightly stronger, find the right type of field, you could get decent value. The draw, well, we'll leave it up to young Gabriel Peterson. He'll get his instructions from Nathan Cotson, but I think wherever she's going to be positioned from the draw, I'm seeing her doing her best work at the finish, number 11, Kavian's Cara, and she is the value. So how are we going to be playing those two trebles on the World Sports Betting menu? Well, it's simple. I said 3 to follow over the weekend. The 2 horses we really like at Turfentine on Saturday. Those 2 horses to win, that's Litigation and Zanetto. And what we'll be doing with Kavian's Cara in those 2 trebles. 1 treble will go Kavian's Cara a place, will be the safety net, and then we'll go Kavian's Cara a win, and that will be for the bonus. And if that has to arrive, I know that with those 2 horses on Saturday that should be favored, she'll represent all the value in that trackside treble for a win as well. And that is a wrap of this weekend show, guys, and I hope that you're all going to have a wonderful weekend. And it's already you can say it's a week and a half left before February is over, so the year is moving on quickly, and the World Sports Betting having their race day on Sunday at Scottsville. I say their race day because it's their sponsored day at Scottsville. So World Sports Betting continuing to sponsor races throughout the country, and some major feature races as well. We just saw the running of the World Sports Betting Met, and then of course the World Sports Betting Guineas as well, most recently up in Gauteng, and they'll have a race day sponsored on Sunday at Scottsville. And that's a wrap of a show, and on behalf of the sponsor World Sports Betting, as always, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially thanks to you, the valued customer. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.